You asked, how long do electric car batteries last?
Everyone talks about the future of the automobile, and it'll be the EV vehicle that's going to win out, because some countries already have decided now 2030, etc. will be the time when combustion engine vehicles will be banned. We're not there in Australia yet, but who knows where we're going with it. EV will be the future. And while EV engines have been designed to last many hundreds of thousands of kilometers, there is a specific weakness with an EV vehicle. It is the battery. There's a degrading factor for EV batteries. Every time you charge the car, your kilometers that you can drive will actually be a little bit less, one by one, charge by charge. So each year of driving, the battery will perform a little less and a little less, meaning the distance we can cover with a full charge will reduce over the years. By the time an EV battery reaches only maybe 70 or 60% of capacity, meaning originally you might have been able to drive 500 kilometers and now you're only allowed to go 300 kilometers with a full charge, you're going to really say, that's it, I need a new battery.
Definitely needs to be replaced.
Modern EVs are designed to have batteries replaced. So yes, you can get a new battery, but as these batteries are a major component of the electric vehicle, that replacement will definitely not going to be cheap. You have to ask the question, is it worth replacing the battery and paying a really significant amount for a vehicle that's already been on the road for a decade? So that'll be quite a tricky question that owners of 10-year-old EVs will have to ask themselves.
This is tricky.
How many years will it take to reach this critical 60 or 70% threshold? It depends on a multitude of factors, such as the driving behavior and also the environmental conditions where the car is stored. Because EV batteries will begin to degrade in temperatures that are, let's say, below zero or anything over 26, 27 degrees. So anything between that range is quite ideal, but anything like really frozen or really hot means your battery is really suffering and it won't last as long. Really big negative long-term effect on battery life is the heat. So, for example, if you live in regional South Australia, where temperatures on the ground can sometimes get up to 49 degrees, and you park that car every day outside, will be a very different behavior of the battery than a car in Sydney in a nice, cool underground car park sitting there every day. Or put it on a street in Hobart, most of the time would be quite good. Also, what you might need to know is that if you discharge the battery to the max, meaning you're driving that car every time till nearly the battery is empty, the battery will not last as long than if you discharge it only to about 50-60% and then recharge it again. Batteries like to not really be pushed too hard. So every time you discharge it really hard, go all the way to close to zero, that battery will suffer. So the environmental effect and the way and behavior of your charging will have a significant effect on the long-term life expectancy of the battery. And also why using a DC rapid charger is preferred when you're in a rush, it isn't good for the long-term battery life, because rapid charge, which gives you approximately 80% capacity in 20 to 30 minutes, creates a lot of heat, which adds to the battery degradation. So if you charge it gently at your house overnight, much better than a rapid bang charge that is going through in 20-30 minutes because you're in a rush.
What a good idea. We ought to try that, right, honey?
Yes, you can do it in an emergency, but if you do this to your battery all the time, it will affect the battery life. And with the current technology, many EV car manufacturers like Kia, Tesla, Lexus, Hyundai, Mercedes, they warrant about 160,000 kilometers or around 8 years as the warranty condition for a battery. But if you treat your battery nicely, charge it regularly, don't charge it don't let it run out all the way, there are ideas that you possibly could get somewhere between 10, 12 to even 15 and 20 years worth of life out of the battery.
I'm going to look after you.
We would recommend that at about 70% of capacity, you're really going to have to start looking to change that battery. So while it's overall accepted that the maintenance costs of an EV vehicle are lower than a combustion engine, we could talk maybe $1,500 a year, and that's simply because you need less filters, there's less wear and tear on the engine. you have the negative effect that you really need to replace a very significant part on an EV after, let's say, a decade. So all the maintenance saving that you have over the years from the EV vehicle over the combustion engine will be hit you back when you have to replace the battery. Now, because the replacement costs for the maintenance was much cheaper for the EV over the first 10 years, if you're smart, you put a bit of money aside, then you can afford the new battery. But there will be that critical question at a 5 to 10 year period for vehicle owners of EV vehicles. Is it worth for me now to put a new battery in, or do I actually get a whole new car again? I'm looking forward to the day that the manufacturers create incentive for their old batteries to be returned as part of a swap out, and maybe even give you a little bit of money for it, because there should be a lot of good raw materials left in that battery. When you buy an EV, in summary, drive it gently, don't put it in hot temperatures, and hopefully the federal government will shortly develop a framework to ensure that this EV battery recycling also becomes mandatory. Because just like with solar panels, which are currently going to landfill, really the big recycling challenge for us will be the batteries in the future. And hopefully over the next decade, the battery technology will develop further so that you can get a 15 or even 20-year battery warranty. And that means that by the time the battery is finished, also the car has really reached the end of its life, and you're not going to go through that tricky question after 10 years. Is it worth to invest another 10 grand into my EV?
Want more energy answered? Visit YourEnergyAnswers.com for quality energy products, tools and calculators, and find your quality local installers. Please support the channel by liking the video, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell, and check out all our other videos. You're still here? I'll see you next time. Bye.